Alright, so the chicks are about a week and a half old, and as you can see, they absolutely love the new heater. I popped a light on here just so y'all can see the chicks a little bit better, but it's not a heat lamp, it's literally just so y'all can see. This is our first year trying these. I typically use heat lamps, but last year one of the kids knocked a heat lamp and burnt a hole into the side of one of our broters. So I redid our broters. This one, I've lined the bottom. You can see here, it's just a black. It's actually a rabbit tray. So I don't know if you can see that all right, but you can get them at Tractor Supply, places like that. And I just built a frame to match it. Peek, this is what they do. They just sneak right in under here and get nice and cozy. And as they wish, they can come out, get their water, get their food, scratch around a little bit. It's a much safer option than doing heating lamps. If you've never done heating lamps, I would definitely recommend this. If you use heating lamps, this is a great thing to switch to. Lowering your electricity bill and just in general not a fire hazard at all. And as you can see, they are tucked in there, one after another. So we've got our tomatoes out here. We're going to be transplanting these into a little bit larger pots. These are our pots from the blueberries, actually. It's the only other pots I've got that are bigger, so we're just going to go ahead and use them. It's a little bit overkill. If you have a smaller pot, that would actually be ideal. But these will definitely work. So we're going to pop these tomatoes out of here. As you can see, just like with the blueberries, the root balls on these have pretty much taken up all the space they've got, so we're going to break this up a little bit and set it in here. And you can break off these bottom two leaves. They're actually not needed by the plant. They'll slowly discolor and fall off themselves, so it doesn't hurt whatsoever to just pick them off. And then we're going to go back and fill in around the tomato plant here. And I'm actually going to bury these slightly. So I'd like the plants to be a little bit shorter and sturdier, and that will help with that. Alright, so this one's fully transplanted. We're going to take it in. It's really easy to want to leave them out here in really nice days. Like today, it's upper 60s, nearly 70 out here today. But as you can see, it's a little breezy. And that's actually really damaging to the plant if it's not prepared and ready for that wind. So we're going to take it in. We've left it out here for about 2 to 3 hours this morning, and that should be good enough for it. We don't want to leave it out too long. Most of our tomato plants are transplanted. Tonight I'll be coming through and adding a light on top of them. They'll only need a light about half of the day, but right now it's so nice outside, we're going to get back out there and get a little bit more work done. So Elizabeth, what are we doing?
Picking pine needles for our blueberries.
Right. Blueberries really like acidic soil, like I'd mentioned, so we're going to be putting a little bit of pine needles around each bush before we mulch them, just to help with making sure that the soil is acidic enough for them. So again, we're making sure to water these really good about once to twice a week. We'll be watering later this week, but after that we're going to be putting a layer of mulch like what we've done down here on them. And not only does that help keep the weeds out, but it also allows the plant like this to keep the soil really nice and moist around the base. Here's a peek at our garden. We'll be going through and weeding today to make sure we've got everything ready. It's still about another week or two before we can plant anything, but we're getting really close, so we want to make sure we're ready. We've still got some garlic in there, and in the very far left, it's kind of hard to tell, but we've got some cabbage and some spinach from this past year that both of them seem to just barely make it through the winter, but we'll be pulling those and giving them to the chickens or the pigs.
Wait for it. And now! That's fun! Jumping! Get him, me!
Did he get you?